Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Raymond again with another episode of Car Dealer Life. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to every last one of you. I hope you guys are doing some amazing things, and I hope your Christmas has gone as planned. All right, so let's jump into this video to talk a little bit about what I want to talk about. So the title of this video is Know When to Hold 'em and Know When to Fold 'em, baby. That is the number one rule in business that you need to learn. Knowing when to hold and knowing when to fold. So, this video, the reason for this video is to give you guys some insight on why my title is what it is. Know when to hold and know when to fold. So, up until recently, I owned 3 car lots. 2 of which were in the state of Alabama, sweet home Alabama, and 1 was in the peach state of Georgia, located about 10 minutes from downtown or 20 minutes from downtown Atlanta. So up until today, I owned and operated 3 car lots. So today, things are different. And that's what I want to talk to y'all about. And, this video is a difficult video to make because it's a hard truth. It's a hard truth. And sometimes to share on this scale a hard truth, it can be difficult if you understand what I mean. So, what has led me to making this video is to just give you insight on some decisions that I have made, why I've made the decisions, and hopefully it will prepare you in the future to avoid some of my tribulations. But one thing that I do believe and will always believe, life is the best teacher. Time is the best teacher. You can hear it until you're blue in the face. People can give you advice. You can take all of this information in your head, and guess what? You can absolutely do nothing with it. You can fail. You can just not take it the way it should have been taken. Okay? So what happened to me is I started my car lot in Georgia and sold a lot of cars. I don't have numbers in front of me. I'm just going to say a lot of cars. Okay. But I knew that there was, and my wife is pulling up on the side of me. And there she goes. Didn't even see me. See how your wife do? She'll do. That's how they do. They just don't even stop and wave and say, "Hey, babe." She goes to the gas station, huh? Yeah, she did need some gas in that truck. I'm gonna roll up on my wife so y'all can see her. Let y'all see her. Hey, you didn't even try to wave?
Where were you?
At the red light. You went right past me.
I did?
I'm making a video too.
Yeah.
Bye, babe. I'll see you later. I just wanted to bother you. You got your car ready? No. Bye. Answer, really? She's showing out for YouTube. Don't show out. All right, guys. So I'm gonna get back in the video. It's just good. I'm trying to show out, trying to put me on blast. I'm like, yo, pay for my gas. I ain't paying for your gas. Let go ahead, you crazy ass. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. Ooh, this driving people. Just doing the most. Walk your ass on out the way. Sorry. But anyway, so the point of this video was to get to saying, you know, how to hold, knowing when to hold them and knowing when to fold them. So I decided, so I opened my car lot in Georgia, sold a lot of cars, very successful, understood the business, understood my target, understood the type of cars that I need to purchase. Had some challenges that I needed to overcome in Georgia. One of the major challenges was the Georgia Emissions Clean Air Act, the program that requires vehicles to be emission tested. In Georgia, it's all OBD2 based. So they're looking for any MIL, malfunctioning codes, trouble codes, check engine codes, whatever you want to, whatever term you use. But basically, when your check engine light comes on, 9 out of 10 of those things are sensors, catalyst converters, or evaporative systems. So that's typically the reason for those lights in Georgia. But I don't like to do a whole lot of cars in shops and all that stuff. So yeah, but I wanted to find a solution to that, and the solution to that was Alabama. And Alabama became the solution because in this great state of Alabama, there's absolutely no emission testing required in the state of Alabama. So, you know, I can buy different caliber of vehicles. I don't have to worry about, you know, getting them emission tested, any of that crap, you know. And so that was a solution. That was a solution. And so that was the solution to that. And then I sold cars in Alabama so easily. Oh my God, so easily. It was great. I said, you know what? I'm going to open another dealership in Alabama. So I went south. I went another 2 hours south into the city of Enterprise, and I opened a car lot there. Enterprise caught on like wildfire, but it stopped. And I believe it was a direct correlation with the person that was involved there as far as the sales manager. He had a great start. Cars would sell when I'm there, and when I leave, cars really, it would slow down. So that told me that it wasn't particularly the area, and it wasn't particularly the timing, but the timing was horrible because I opened the dealership in November, the beginning of November. So it was a very difficult time. But cars would sell. You know, I list a car for Enterprise. I went there last week, Wednesday, listed a car on Wednesday, sold a car on Thursday. So that lets me know it wasn't the area, it was the person involved. It was the person that was at the helm of that lot. So what I've done is I've closed that lot until February. So it is officially closed. Enterprise is officially closed. Now here's the kicker. The business license expires in February as well because of the fiscal year for that city runs from, I guess, February to February, I guess. Yeah, because February is when it's due. So, December 31st, I got to do Phoenix City too. Let's talk about that. So I've closed that lot in Enterprise. The lot is closed until February, but I'm leaning more towards closing it indefinitely. Now let's change gears and let's go to Georgia. So all the while getting the dealerships up in Alabama, the Georgia lot has pretty much been offline since August. I would say August. I sold a few cars there in between from August to now, but haven't bought any inventory for there. I only was focusing on Alabama. So because of that same reason, because of the emission issues, because of, people in Atlanta are just so damn cheap too, man. It's ridiculous. They want a 2016 with $400 down. And the issue is because that does exist, you can find some nicer cars with low down payments, but you got to have credit. and the program that I use, all of my programs are, we have no credit checks at all. So that is in our favor. And, the car is paid off very fast and 0% interest, and all of those things are good benefits. But, anyway, the people are cheap. So in Georgia, tax time is wonderful in Atlanta. After you get out of tax time, it gets a little weird. You can make it in Atlanta, but it's just different from Alabama. I'm not saying you can't be successful in Atlanta. I've been successful enough to feel confident enough to go and open up another dealership. So it's very possible. But so with that being said, the Atlanta lot is closed as well because of the emissions and stuff, and because it's just easier. Why beat your head up against something that's harder when you can not have to beat your head up at all and get the same result, if not better and faster and quicker. So Georgia lot is closed. Now, I am still a dealer in Georgia. I will be moving out of the lot in Georgia and closing it. Moving out of that lot. My business will still be operational in Georgia. I will move to a broker suite for Georgia to hold the license until 2020, or until March of 2020, because my bond is paid for, my insurance is paid for, so I'm not gonna just close down. We're gonna rock this thing, and maybe I may sell a few in Georgia up until that point, but it doesn't seem really likely. It's just really to just satisfy the requirement in Georgia, because I don't want to have any issues with the state as far as the motor vehicle division. Because if I do move out of Georgia, move out of Atlanta, say move to Savannah or move to Augusta or something, just hypothetically, which I don't plan on moving, but if I did, I don't want to have any problems with getting licenses again in the state of Georgia. So we'll do that. So that's the status of Georgia, and that's the status of Enterprise. So right now, I am down to one functional car lot. And so that's the whole point of this, is knowing how to fold, knowing when to fold and knowing when to hold. Had I kept Enterprise open, it just would have been bleeding money. Rent, light bill, all of that. Again, I'm gonna have to pay for January's rent, but I'm terminating the lease there and moving out. It's just, so that's one of the things, because of the staffing issue. That's one of the reasons for Enterprise. The second issue for Enterprise is the logistics of getting the cars there. Oh my God. So I did all of this freaking phenomenal research, felt very confident. I knew that the cars will sell in Enterprise because of Dothan, because of the area. The cars will sell there. But one of the biggest issues is the cost for transportation for Enterprise. It costs $275 to send one passenger vehicle from Atlanta to there. Now, I live in Atlanta. My inventory was planning to come from Atlanta. I can't feasibly, realistically, consistently go to Montgomery to buy cars every week for Enterprise. It's just not realistic. So after I looked at those hard numbers, it's like, well, man, I'm going to have to really mark up these cars in order to keep my profit where I want it. My profit margins are about $1,200 to $1,500 is what I like to make per car. Again, I'm only buying cars for $500 to $1,000. So at the end of the day, it just did not make sense for me to keep the Enterprise lot. I have learned a lot. One of the major things that I've learned is the fact that it was too far, and nobody is gonna work your business like you. That is so important for anybody who's watching this video, who's saying, well, damn, he had 3 car lots, now he has 1. Well, that is true. Well, actually, technically, I still have 3. Because they're all still mine. They're all still open. But I'm just telling you what my plans are. And so, yeah, the whole point of this is just so that you don't make that same mistake. So here's what I would say about opening a car lot far from your house. If you have a family like I do, I didn't mind driving there. I didn't mind staying there, but it's just realistically, it just didn't make sense long term. anymore once I understood the numbers on the transportation. And I should have, that's my bad. I have made some money there. I probably lost a little bit of money, but I've made money there. So you got to know when to stop the bleeding. You got to know when to acknowledge where you are, strategically make a plan to change it, and then commit to it. That's it. Phoenix City is still open and kicking. The lot is, overhead is cheap as hell. My lot is $800 a month. I can fit about 20 cars on my lot. Oh, actually about 30 if I make some changes on the lot. But and that's just packing them in. That's just like my lot being nothing but cars where you have to park outside of it. But it's possible. And so that's what I have decided to do. And I don't feel shame about it. I do feel like it's a hard truth. I do feel like it's a learning lesson. Is it a failure? No, because it's giving me an opportunity to concentrate on just that one lot versus buying 5 cars, 8 cars for Enterprise and 8 cars for Phoenix City. Now I buy 16 cars and they all go to one place. You know, so that is important as well, because the volume on your lot, the amount of cars on your lot will reflect how many pieces of traffic you get. Typically, one car is going to, depending on the cars. In my area, in Phoenix City, people love Nissans. So if I had a lot full of Nissans on both lots, then, you know, maybe it would have worked. You know, the volume would have been there, the profits would have been there more, and all of that probably would have happened. But I don't have a lot full of Nissans. So at any rate, that's the update with me. So when you open your dealership, know how to make these business decisions. Don't be afraid of making a decision because of your pride or because of how you're going to feel or any of that. If you're not profiting what you want to profit, if the money ain't making sense, if your money ain't being, you know, if it ain't making sense, then you need to exit. And so that's the point of this video. I hope it helps you. I hope you understand that I'm a real person in the business, making real business decisions. And just know, like, just do a little bit better than me. Don't overextend yourself too early on. And I think that's the moral of the story. I overextended myself early on. It came back to bite me in the ass. I made the adjustment. We're gonna stop the bleeding, and we're gonna keep the. I mean, now my overhead with taking those 2 lots offline. Oh my God, you know, hey, with the amount of money that I don't have in bills now, I can buy 10 more cars. So it is awesome. And so yeah, that's it. Have any questions about this video, drop a comment. Let me know what your thoughts are on it. Tell me how you would have done anything differently. What would you have done? How you would have done it, and all that. I'm not afraid of that type of conversation. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm letting you in on what is going on in my business.